Awesome. Hello. Happy January 27th. Welcome to the 12-week year live stream. Entrepreneur owner check-in hangout. Happy Monday. It is Monday at 9:45 Eastern, and we are checking in to stay accountable. I'm checking in, and I hope you're checking in too. So, hello to the one person watching. Hello. How's your Monday going so far on the replay crew? If you're watching this in the replay, hello. All right, let me set my mic down and just kind of catch up. So the way I try to lay this out for an agenda is we catch up for a couple minutes. Fruga, hello, how are you? Happy Monday. We're gonna talk about talk about the week, and then discuss how we did on the previous week, and then talk about how our plans for the next week. That's kind of the sort of brief agenda, the casual agenda. And that's what we'll aim to do. Okay. So my week was moderate. I would say it was, I had some good wins and some could have done betters. And the could have done betters are things that I'm working on this week, adjusting. So I woke up this morning actually with a sick kid. So that wasn't fun. She's like right on the verge. She started coughing yesterday and is now full on coughing, no fever, which is great. And we're trying to head it off. So she is home from care today, from her play care, and she may wander in and out. Let me see how that goes. I have activities here, but we just roll with it. It's like, I'm not canceling. We're going to plug ahead. Okay. So Fruga, how was your week? How are you doing? So the weekend was a little bit touch and go. So the purpose of this is to hang out and talk about things we're doing if you're working on a business, things we're doing in our business, things we're doing to improve our income, increase our income, sort of general self-improvement, but also life, right? Just things, what's happening, what's going on, what we're doing in general. And I think in general, life has been, I'm trying to stay cliche free. Life has been, thank God, good, like nothing huge or catastrophic going on, which is great, which this week gave me some bandwidth to actually work on some of the tasks that I wanted to do. It also made it a little bit more, no, it didn't make it challenging. So I had the time to do that. That said, I feel like time is it's everyone's most precious resource. It's also kind of the most, that's it. It's our most precious resource. Time is what we have, right? We can't get any more time. So that's where I am, and that's what I'm thinking about. Okay. We could just as well jump in. I will share out my 12-week year. Yeah, poor connection. I have a poor connection. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Hopefully this works. Yay, Roland. Hello. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. Did you have a piano? Was it a piano lesson? Oh, I was rewatching an old live stream, and I saw that she had a piano lesson. I'm like, wow, that's really cool in the morning to have a piano lesson. Fruga, you're doing well. 300-pound winning after playing in the casino last week in Annecy. I don't know how to say that. You will come back on in April. Come back again in April. Awesome. I don't have the chops to gamble, which I wish I did, but I don't. Yay, Roland. So glad you're here. So just kind of catching up. I mentioned I had a sick little one, so she may wander in here. Because my husband has a call at 10. So we're playing sort of handoff there. Okay, so I scored my 12-week year yesterday night, and it was a great exercise. I did it with you guys, last week, but I did it ahead of time yesterday. So this is what we're working with. We'll share this out. Hey, Daryl, so good to see you. Yay. Glad you are here. How are you doing, Daryl? How's retired life treating you? You cannot afford to lose. Yes. Oh, yes. Cannot afford to lose for gambling. Yeah, same Same here. And I know it's not a strength, so I'm not going to do that. But that's amazing if you could do it. Fruga, if you have the ability, that's cool. Okay, so here is my 12-week year. And again, the 12-week year is a framework to achieve goals in a very measured and specific format. So you create these tactics, you have your goals, you create tactics, and then you hold yourself accountable every week for executing on those tactics to achieve those goals. And so it's based on the book, The 12-Week Year. The authors are escaping me at the moment. The idea being, and one of the biggest components is this weekly accountability meeting. The idea is if you're not meeting those targets that you've set for yourself, you'll just abandon the meeting altogether. So, you're down to teaching one class as of today. Daryl, Roland, you did piano, went well, getting better all the time. And bigger news, oh my gosh, Roland, in bigger news, you had the baby. I didn't know you guys were pregnant. She was born last Tuesday. Yay, sleep deprivation is real. I'm amazed that you're here. Glad you're doing well. Yay, so glad you're here. It's game changing, right? It gets better. The sleep deprivation gets better. It's rough. It's so hard for the first little bit. Fruga, but congratulations, Roland, so exciting. Fruga, there's a game named Joker's Wild you like in the Batman series. Very cool. And Daryl, you're down to teaching one class as of today. Ooh, gotcha. I feel like your other streams will pick up, Daryl. Is this something that you want, Daryl, or are you looking to pick up more classes? Let me know. Okay, so here is my week 3 score. And so I had 3 goals. I cut them down to 2. My first goal is to upgrade my money mindset. My second goal is to grow my side business income to $1,000 per month or more. And the idea being, if you can maintain an 80% average for 5 or more weeks in a row, you will meet your goal in 12 weeks. So we're on week 3, and I've yet to maintain. Well, I have an 85% average in the mindset area, so that's good. I have not achieved that yet in my goal number 2, and we'll talk about that. 5 weeks or more in a row is coming up. So we're on week 3. Yes, welcome to your baby. It's so exciting, Roland. I don't know if you want to share the name publicly. I understand if you don't, but what's her name? How much did she weigh? How long was she? And you said you guys are doing well, so that's the most important part. So go back over here. Okay, so for upgrading my mindset, and this seems like kind of a fluffy goal with not much substance, but this is the essence of everything, right? Your mindset is key. And if your mindset is crap, then you're not going to be able to achieve any of the goals you set out. So this is a notebook I use, and my process for upgrading mindset. These are my tactics: to declare wealth affirmations out loud at least once per day, write money appreciations at least once per day, look at vision board at least once per day. That's a little bit, I have not the greatest score there because I don't love my vision board and I don't love looking at it, but I have it. So I think something is better than nothing. I haven't updated it. I haven't spent the time to do that yet. That is, I'll say it's on my list for this week, but that's something I'm working on doing. Daryl, this is great. You used to teach up to 10 classes. You're in heaven. I can imagine. I can understand only having one after teaching up to 10. And then write out future pacing at least once per week. I did that, which is exciting. And future pacing is where you just write out a day in your life in the future. It can be 6 months from now, 1 month from now. However, in the future, the life that you're aiming for, and that being that my future pacing book's in the other room, that the act of doing that will pull you toward what you want, because the idea is to be moving toward what you want, not away from what you want. It's better to be moving towards something. So overall score for this goal was 85%, which is exciting. I mean, I'm in there, in that idea of achieving my goal of upgrading my mindset. And my lag indicators, so the evidence that your tactics are working, my income assessment was 109.97, which is exciting because that is more than I had last week. Last week I had 82.07. So, I mean, the month is maturing, so that would make sense. We have more this month. Okay, so goal number 2, to grow my side business income to $1,000 a month or more recurring. So, okay, there we go. I had a 65% on that one. not the greatest. So here are the tactics. And the problem is with my execution. Spend at least 2 hours per week planning income. So I had this 3-2-1, the idea being that I can find at least 5 hours a week to work on my business. And I can. The thing is, I don't know if I have 5 hours of mental energy in my head and in my body. That's my biggest challenge with that. So 2 hours planning is, well, let's start with 3 hours. 3 hours acting. That I gave myself 100% because I did that. So I actually executed on the things that make me money. So that's creating content for YouTube and for Amazon Influencer. And then I also created content. I have my newsletter ready to go, which is very exciting. I'll leave all the details for that down below if you're not on my email list. I think you guys are, but I'm very excited to send that out on the first of the month. My idea being I'm going to try to send a new newsletter on the first of the month. So I did that. I created the content. And there was a moment last Wednesday where I was like, I'm really tired, but if I don't do anything, then nothing's going to get done. So I sat down and I pulled it out. Jolie, yay, all good. Yay, so glad you're here. All good. We're just going through scoring for the 12-week year. I got an 85% on goal number 1 to upgrade my mindset, and goal number 2 to grow my side business income. I only got 65. Yet to achieve 85%. That is an indicator that I will actually achieve that goal during this 12-week year sprint, but I am staying accountable to that and planning on how to do better next week. So I actually did the 3 hours of acting on income ideas, which is good. Julie, how are you doing? What's going on? How is life for you? I was mentioning I had a sick kid. Roland just had a baby. Very exciting. She was born last Tuesday, and sleep deprivation is real. So we're all kind of commiserating. Yeah, so the 3 hours a week acting on income ideas worked. The 1 hour a week assessing and measuring, I could have done better, but I did. And that's, I think, where I can really dig in and say, okay, what exactly did I do? Did it work as I wanted? If not, what can I change? And that's, I would say, a challenge for me, actually adjusting my tactics when they don't work, so that I could do better. I don't think I deserve that 90, but I'm gonna be generous with myself. Yay, so exciting. Jolie, you're doing well. You just finished the room for Jackie and James tomorrow night. Yay. When are they are they coming back tomorrow night? That's very exciting. I was thinking about her the other day. They're on a cruise. I was like, oh, she's completely not cut off, but to be able to unplug completely is a good thing, I think. You're buying 2 more rentals in February. That's part of your plan to increase cash flow. That's amazing. Daryl, how much work do you have to do on those rentals? Do you have to do any sort of upgrading or handyman type work? I was thinking about that. And are they Section 8? Do you have any concerns about that with the new, I don't say administration? That's interesting. I like your real estate journey, Daryl. It's really interesting to hear, encouraging. You sent me a pic. Exciting. I will look for that. So I could have done better on the assessing and measuring what I did. And then the 2-week planning, or the 2 hours planning, that I did not do. No, you have property management. Awesome. Yes. And do you like your property management company? Because I hear pros and cons about real estate, right? So Shelby Church, I think, did a video about how she would have been better off just dumping money into the stock market rather than real estate. I think one of her rentals did not do so well. So it's not even a question for me at the moment, but I think about it. Oh my gosh, Julie, it looks so good. Can I share that pic? Julie, it's amazing. It's really, really nice. You're still finishing your emergency fund. Fruga, I am with you. Yes, that is there. Would you guys want to do a challenge, like a savings challenge? I was thinking about that. Oh, yes, I can share. Awesome. Okay. That is the bedroom that Jolie fixed up. So good, right? I love the blue and orange. Oh, and Jackie loves blue. That's, yay. Very cool. Jackie's Jack's Bag Attack here on YouTube. If you like handbags, go check her out. And Jolie loves it. If you guys haven't checked out Jolie's channel, go give her a look if you like handbags or planning or just calming sounds in general. You have 30 people paying off your rentals. Okay. All right. That's awesome. Very exciting. Okay. I hear my husband getting in on his call, so I may need to take a break and go check on the little one, make sure everyone's doing well. So there's two hours of planning. That's where I need to dig in, where I want to dig in, because I didn't even know where to start. Like I sat down yesterday and I just didn't know what to do. And I think having a framework of where to start for planning will be very helpful. So I want to create sort of a checklist of how I'm planning, because I didn't have that, and it would be helpful to have that. Let me see if turning this off is, no, it's better on. So that's, and overall my weekly score was 75. So not great. Yeah, guys, I need to go. Give me one sec. I will be back. I want to go make sure. Good. Yeah. But more on the planning, because I think that's so important. And I feel like I'm at an inflection point right now when it comes to building my income, because if I keep doing what I've been doing, I can make like $100 a month, which is nothing, but it's not a lot. Yeah. So let me have one sec. I will be right back, guys. Hold, please. Oh, sorry. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for waiting for me. I don't know if you can hear, there's like construction in the background, because there's always construction here in the city. But thank you for being here. So the little one's fine. She's watching her stuff. I would actually rather she come in here so that my husband can work on his stuff, but we'll see how that goes. Thank you, Daryl. I appreciate you. Fruga, did we resist the subprime crisis in 2008? That was interesting. I was actually working abroad in South Korea at the time, and I remember the exchange rate went from like 1 to 1 to like 1 to like a half, 1.5, like overnight. And I'm like, well, what the heck happened? So that was my memory of that. I had no investments at that time. Yeah, but I feel like who knows what's going to happen, right? I feel like we can't project too much about that, because you can't. Okay, so going into week 4, and this is where I am when it comes to building my business. So I mentioned if I keep doing what I've been doing, I can keep my income steady at $100 a month. And I want to move up. And that will involve, it's a question, right? It will involve doing things that I haven't done before, right? The question is what will that look like? But that is the question. What will that look like? But also, how do I do that? So I wonder if so I'm going into week 4, for the next 9 weeks, if I just keep doing this, measuring, being consistent, and I guess being accountable here, will my income just stay at 100 or will it go up? And my sense is that it will probably just stay stagnant, right? So I will need to do something different in order to increase. And I feel like that's the challenge now. Because so if I go through the tactics that are making me money, so it's YouTube and Amazon influencer really is the only thing. And then what I'm working on is with the email list and building my brand. That's not an overnight thing. And I was hoping that I would be able to like create some lead magnets, like budgeting tracker sheets or things like that. And that's how you create more interest. But it's also, again, it's not quick. It's not an overnight thing, because it's to build what I want to build, it's equity and investing in my brand and increasing my brand. So that is the question now. It's not just something I can like knock out and not care about. That's the thing, is actually taking myself seriously and actually caring about the work that I'm doing. Just like, oh yeah, that would be nice. So I'm checking in at work. So That is a challenge. Thanks, Daryl. It will increase. From your lips to God's ears, it will increase. That's the hope. I'll say that's the hope. That is my dearest goal. So again, just check in. Talking and typing something different than what you're talking. Interesting. Okay. So what would I like to have happen? And then what do I need to do differently? And I think that's in the evaluating, like the reviewing the results of my actions. That is key. So for YouTube, what would I like to have happen? I'd like to have 1 billion views on each video, right? Right now I'm getting like 200, 300, 200, 100. I don't even think my latest video hit 200. And I'm like, okay, great. To be fair, I use the YouTube inspiration tab. For that, I have 153 views. That's video. It didn't feel very genuine. And I know that what the videos that tend to do well are with me talking about my personal life, and I'm not as comfortable with that anymore. So it's finding things that I love to share about, that I want to share about, that people also want to watch, that are helpful to people. So that is the question. And then doing it in the right way. So I wonder if it's like, is it me? Am I not tagging my videos right? Is the quality of my videos, if I upgrade the quality, will that make a difference? And if I talk about different topics, will that make a difference? So I think there's definitely some room to optimize on YouTube if I just sat down and planned that. So as I'm talking about it, I'm like, that might be an idea, to just sit down and think, strategize, plan for 2 hours on how I can improve on YouTube, how I can improve my videos. And not even think about, well, do I even want to improve on YouTube? What if I want to start a whole different small business? And I'm like, yes, you can do that. But first stay with what you have, because I know that there's tremendous power in the platform. And I'm like, is it too late for me? I've been on YouTube for 10 years. Daryl, I see your question. You're using the inspiration tab as well. Everyone check out Daryl's channel, Fire with Dr. Ninja Turtle. If you haven't seen his channel already, go check it out. He's got some really great stuff. Daryl, I like your day in the life videos, because it's just so peaceful out there. It's really encouraging to see the life that you're living now. And you have an amazing story too. So you keep going as well. Again, I've been here for 10 years. I've been sharing on YouTube for 10 years. And I guess the benefit, it took me 6 years to get monetized. So let that be an encouragement. And so my best year was like the 2020, 2021. And then I just declined from there. So here are the things I've been doing. And so I've been watching more tutorials and help. Like I like Roberto Blake. Really, he's the only one. I know the people to watch too. Like Brian G. Johnson, Nick Nimmons are like the OG people. And some of their suggestions are helpful, but not very specific. And then there's always that, because that's lead mag. Like their content is lead magnets. They have things that they're selling, and like, oh, well, try this buy this program or do this awesome creator academy. And I'm like, I don't know if that's what I want. But again, planning, is that what I want? So that's YouTube. And then Amazon influencer. I don't think I even did anything, but that's where the bulk of my money is coming from this month. And the thing with Amazon, it's great. And I'm thinking, do I want to go all in there? And it might be worth putting a little more energy into thinking about that, executing on that. But it has, you're on their platform. I wouldn't own my content or my community. It would all be on Amazon. So that's kind of a question on that side. So I think this week I'm going to give myself the homework. Do I have a year? Yes. Oh, I do. I do, Fruga. My husband and I both have this year for, we do like our freedom date, our target freedom dates. And that depends very much on how how much we're able to put aside in the future. Because right now with the little one, it's tough because our child, and we're actually lucky because our childcare expenses are a third of what they would be in the city. Roland, if you're here, I don't know what your plans are for that, but for childcare, full-time childcare, which is the only kind they offer, there's no like reduction. You can go fewer hours, but there's no reduction in price, is $34 to $3,800 a month in the city for her age. She's 2. So that's what we would be paying. Right now, we're paying about a third of that because we're part of a co-working space that has childcare attached, which is brilliant. My husband went and worked there because our apartment is small. It's only a 1-bedroom. So he went and worked there over the weekend, and that was amazing because it's a gorgeous, like modern space. So there's a membership cost, $20.32. That's awesome, Fruga. Very, very exciting. So yeah, I think it would be actually, that's a good question, Fruga. Let me check for him. So it all depends on how much we're able to sock away. And is that, Frugo, do you have to change? Is that just keeping up with your current investments, or would you need to invest more in the future to hit that target date? Let me check his retirement calculator. If we're able to increase, so the idea is in 4 years, we would increase our investments. Right now, we're only putting in about $7,500, which is the max for IRA. And say this, we're like right at the cusp of income limits for the IRA. We'd have to do a backdoor conversion if he earns any more, which is what it is. I just have to figure out how to do that. So in 4 years, we would invest more, and we would have to keep that up for 7 years. And if we do that, his target date would be 2035. So close to you, 2032. Okay, so we're right behind you. Hey, Adam, how are you? Good to see you. vidIQ is a good channel for learning YouTube. Yes, you're donating YouTube proceeds to charity. If you're ever monetized, you'll make money with your consistency. You would think. Thanks, Daryl. It's not just consistency. I wish it was just consistency, but it's putting out things that people want to watch, because you can be consistently not great, not have any results. So it's doing things, and that's the intersection, right? Things that people want to watch versus things that you want to talk about. And that's what I'm working on now. Frugo, you found the way of earning between 300 and, oh, okay. What's your way of earning between 300 and 500 euros per month? What are you doing? Let us know. So that's for him. And somebody mentioned like, well, why do you guys have different financial independence dates? And I'm like, well, it's a good question. You just do at the moment. Let me see. Actually, no, this is 41. My number, my year is for financial independence, 2044. It's awesome. That's my graduation year. Oh, thanks, Daryl. I love you guys too. Thank you for being here. So I think my homework for this week, my plan for the week ahead, I think if I focus on just one thing, and then once I get that strategy dialed, moving on to a new thing. So if I just focus on YouTube for this week, think about anything else and make decisions about YouTube, how I'm going to be, my plan for the year. So I don't even have that yet. If I just focus on YouTube, then move on to the next thing. If I do Amazon influencer next week, and then any new potential ideas after that for the planning portion, because I'm doing planning, execution, and review. Then I think that's my strategy. Because I go back and forth, like, oh, again, what do I need to do to increase on YouTube? So that will be my homework for myself, I think. I think that's good homework. Let me know, what are you guys' goals for the upcoming week? Oh, gosh. And I feel like I'm in an interesting spot now, because it's that point where like the high of the new year starts to wear off, and you just gets into like that, not the doldrums. Hey, Sab, how are you? How's it going? How are things? That's a good goal, stealing it. Yes, right? What goal? What was the goal? Just doing one thing at a time. I'm like, oh, focusing on one thing every week. Oh, the high of the new year is starting to fade, and now's the actual work. Time to put in the actual work and not necessarily seeing results, right? And I feel like that's where I am, is I'm putting in the work, but the results are, they're not stagnant. And again, where I've seen the most growth is Amazon, which is exciting, but I don't own that. And it's completely random. It's not random for Amazon. You put in the work, you put in reviews, and you get money. And I'm glad that's happening. This week was all hours. Next week, all YouTube. Yes. Well, so the hours, Jolie, that's for me a really good framework, because I don't know yet the things that I need to do. There are some execution things that I do, like filming and uploading a video, working on like getting the email out, formatting the email, creating lead magnets, and then for Amazon, just putting out videos. But that may vary. And I think if I tell myself it'll take at least 3 hours to get these done, and if you have more time, it takes you less, and do more things. So I think the framework is good. But for the planning, just focusing on one thing rather than trying to do everything is helpful, I think. So just focusing on narrowing down is good. Walk your puppy and pick up sticks in the yard. That's your goal. I love it. That's an awesome goal. I love that. I think about that too. I think about let me stay closer to the mic. I think about what our freedom life looks like. That's exciting. So we're hoping to do a family vacation to California, San Francisco, and Napa in August, because my husband spent several years of his life there and he loves it. He lived on a pumpkin farm for many years, like 10 years of his life, and I want to see it. So we're hoping to do that in August, and because we're in the city and I feel like the city's all around us for this vacation, I just wanted to see like ocean and like pastoral, like vineyards. Like that's all I want to see. Like I don't want to do any Disneyland. I don't want to do anything hustle and bustle. I just want to take it easy. And that's the life I imagine for myself. At the same time, and this is something that I think about too, is I want to be able to contribute to, my daughter's life expenses. I'd like her to know that she has an amount of money that I can afford to give her for any milestones. First things first, I want her to be able to take care of me. I want my husband and I to be able to take care of ourselves and not rely on her. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing for me. So that's my goal. But in our financial independence, I would imagine us just kind of same, like maybe get a dog, seeing water. Oh, Jolie, England in July was enough for me for a long time. There's so much traveling. We just like, yes. Similar. So my husband had a very not nomadic. He just traveled a lot for work all his life. And I'm going to Vegas in April, which is exciting. I love traveling, but especially with a little one at this stage, with a 2-year-old, it's exhausting. He's like, oh, we never travel. And I'm like, that's correct. Yes, we don't travel at this. No, we don't. We don't travel at this stage. I actually love it. And I think my mom's my inspiration in that, because she did most of her traveling from the ages of like 60. In her 60s, she did the most traveling she's ever done. So that's exciting for her. And at the time I was like, because she used her work sort of retirement 503B or whatever. Take us with you in your travels. I know, I'm excited, Daryl. But I was worried that she wouldn't have enough for retirement. And now I'm like, I wish she'd done more, because I say you can't take it with you. At the same time, it's important for me to get my income up. That's all I'll say. So I can take care of myself. That's the most important thing for me, is to be fully self-supporting through my own contributions. That's it. Alrighty, guys, we've been on for 34 minutes. Exciting. I love this weekly live stream and check-in for accountability. Thank you guys all for being here, and wishing you all a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Take care.